Hey, everybody, welcome live to the Jim Master Show, live entertainment lifestyle celebrity talk show series. Hope you guys are doing well today. Thanks for joining us from all around the world. We really appreciate you being with us, watching, enjoying, loving, supporting, liking, sharing, subscribing, and all the cool stuff here on the Jim Master Show, entertainment lifestyle celebrity talk show series. Speaking of that, you know, we're always rolling out extraordinary guests, celebrity friends, and special guests who stop by JMS Lovity Hall, as we call it. Basically, that's all of this. And we share them with you, and we have a good time together. We welcome everybody who's watching in our Lovity Hall chat room where they're commenting, and everybody that's watching all across the United States, Canada, throughout the world. We're here in the New York area. That's where I'm positioned in the host chair, ready to do some business here and have a good time with all of you. And our special guest who's coming to us from a little bit further up north, Buffalo, New York, where she hails from, the wonderfully talented recording artist, singer, songwriter, award-winning jazz songstress extraordinaire, DeeAnn DiMeo is joining us. And guess what? She's not just joining us for an amazing, one of our famous, infamous JMS conversations. Again, we call these conversations not just typical boring interviews, really good conversations with you involved. We also have some live music. And she's got a mini band with her. She's put it together quick for our show. So conversation, music, viewer interactivity, and us together here on the Jim Masters Show. Yeah, that's the way we like to do it here at JMS. And we're so happy to have you here. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest, and then we're going to bring her right on. She's all excited. She's been posting about it and sharing it throughout the day. And we really appreciate that, as have we. You know, in 2015, years after settling aside her larger musical dreams to dedicate herself to raising a family, multi-talented singer-songwriter DeeAnn is back to create her legacy. Her latest album is It's My Time. It's currently receiving national airplay with Neal Sapper, New World, and jazz, and featuring 3 original songs amidst a mix of folk, pop, and jazz classics. It's the latest manifestation of the Niagara Falls, New York native's renewed vision of her life. She laid the foundation down for her newly burgeoning career with her cleverly titled 2017 collection, Desperately Seeking DeeAnn. Do you remember that one? Do you have that in your collection? Well, if you don't have that in your collection, you should get it. And there it is, gang. She's got a lot of music out, and she, again, has new music that she's debuting that she's going to be sharing, which I think is so cool. That was produced by contemporary jazz bassist RiShon Odel, who's worked with some really fantastic jazz artists. I have all their music. Brian Culbertson, Najee. I mean, these are incredible people as well. And her father was a popular Buffalo area jazz performer, Frank DiMeo, as well. And people know him from the upstate New York region. She learned that she was finally embracing what she felt, which was her destiny as a jazz singer. And her dad was thrilled. Though she had previously, sung pop and country professionally, he was the one who introduced her as a little girl to the music of Ella Fitzgerald and his favorite, of course, Sarah Vaughan. These are all incredible names that we're talking about. She is a brilliant performer, heartfelt singer, really passionate about what she does. To pay tribute to her dad's influence, she had actually invited him to sing 2 duets with her, Unforgettable and Fly Me to the Moon. The collection also featured the blues and jazz influenced original tune Everybody's Got a Story, whose chorus served as her life's new mission statement. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a cross to bear. Everybody's got something to say. So shine the light and spread your love. The following year, DeeAnn was honored to be inducted into the Niagara Falls Music Hall of Fame. She has a painful story to tell as well. The tragedy of losing her 23-year-old son, William Michael Tompkins, to a motorcycle accident after she and Odel had completed most of the tracks of It's My Time, threw DeeAnn's life into a tailspin. She's very open and real about it, and hopes that maybe her story can help others heal. This delayed the project, of course, indefinitely. Her original concept was to record an album of old standards, and 2 had 90% of them. And when she came back to the project, she added a few new, very personal songs, starting with a heart-trending gospel-influenced version of You Are My Sunshine, a song that she had sung to William to put him to sleep when he was a child. And Odel's sensitive yet rousing inspirational production features members of the Buffalo Philharmonic String Quartet, which I think is something really beautiful to have them sort of supporting it and backing it as well. And there it is right here, folks. And we're going to tell you how you can get it. And it's quite a story. Again, her story has so many different layers to it. Another original time, she had added the soulful ballad, A Little Romance, which is a homage to the angels who helped her during her lowest points. She says, you help me pray. When my faith is shaken, you give me hope. Help my soul awaken. The other originals are the passionate love ballad, Here to Stay, and Writing on the Wall, a whimsical, hard-hitting, brassy blues rock breakup song, and a duet with Mick Hayes that balances the poignancy of the album. Lots of other tracks on It's My Time reveal DeeAnn's masterful song interpreter abilities and storyteller abilities, who to really turn the words and melodies of legacy writers and artists into her own emotional narratives, drawing from a wide range of styles and eras. These include Blue Skies, Summertime, Killing Me Softly, My Funny Valentine, Nearness of You, and so much more, fine and mellow as well. Really fantastic. We're so excited to have her here on the show, and there's so much more to talk about and so many incredible things that we're going to share with you here on the program. And again, this is the new music right here we're showing you on the screen. Wow, I tell you. And, she has her own little quintet as well, and lots of other music, as I was mentioning, that you can pick up. Of course, you can go to all of the fantastic platforms, the iTunes, the Spotifys, and she also has in August, she's going to be part of the Northwest Jazz Festival with her quintet, which is really fantastic. Again, she is an amazing performer, and if this is the first time you're learning of her, well, let me tell you, she's soulful, she's heartfelt, she's the real deal. She tells it like it is. She's very empathetic, she's very caring, she's very passionate, and all of that translates into the incredible product that she puts out, which is amazing music. You're going to hear some of it tonight, and we're going to have an opportunity to learn more about our very special guest, DeeAnn DiMeo, coming to us from Buffalo, New York. Let's welcome her together. All decked out, the lady in red. Here she is. DeeAnn, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, Jim. I appreciate it.
The pleasure is all mine, and we're very excited to have you here. And I know you have been excited to join us as well. And kudos and congratulations and all the spectacular things that have happened as a result of your tenacity and putting in the time. And so your dad, was quite an influence early on with music, probably throughout the house as you were growing up, huh?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, you just reminded me when he was getting ready to go, he was a deputy sheriff. So when he was getting ready to go to work, he'd put the cologne on and then he'd be humming some jazz stuff or scatting stuff. And yeah, it started way back. I was a young girl.
So how did you start? How did you get things going? Were you singing in school plays? Were you singing along with what you heard on the radio? How did you start to hone your skills and develop, your craft and your sound?
Third grade, I went into choir, and I absolutely love choir, all the harmonies. And I continued all throughout middle school into high school. And then high school, I flourished. I had probably 4 periods, they called them at the time, 4 or 5 periods of music. And then the rest of it was the other studies. Mr. Few is his name, Gary Few. He was my choir director, and he was just amazing. And he just brought out the talent in all of us and did all the competitions, the state and the solos. And it was my junior year. I was in swing choir, and everyone's like, DeeAnn, you should do a solo. I was, no, I'm too shy. I can't do that, which I am sort of still shy, which nobody believes that. But I was like, okay, I'll do it. And all of a sudden, this huge auditorium, my voice is coming through this major PA system. And I was like, I'm hooked. That's it. That's what I'm doing the rest of my life.
You know, a lot of performers, entertainers, what have you, do have a shyness about them. And they will, I mean, David Letterman hosted the Letterman show for so long and, you know, on NBC and CBS. But then when the show was over, he'd get in his car and drive right back to the suburbs of Connecticut and to his private secluded home. And that's what you would see of him until he was back in the studio. Johnny Carson was known for the same thing. Johnny Carson wouldn't really necessarily talk to the guests before the show until they came out on set, because he thought it might sort of, you know, make things not as loose and fresh as they would be when they first come out. And then he would get into his Corvette and drive right back home to Malibu. So a lot, it being in these industries sort of helps bring out a certain side that maybe isn't necessarily expressed daily, right?
Right. I mean, the artistic side is in you, and it's something you want to express and you want to share with others. So you figure out a way to get through that shyness and that fear. You just figure it out if you really want to do it. It just comes down to that. I really wanted to do it.
So the passion for wanting to do it, the love of it, the appreciation for it, and then building the knowledge base sort of is what helps you get over that hurdle that could have been a roadblock. It just allowed you to see that as a challenge, and you met the challenge and got through that, right?
Yeah, my father used to say to me, he called me Dolly. He used to say, that. Dolly, if you are too nervous, it's not good, because then you can't perform. But you should always have just a little bit of excitedness, you know, going on. And if you don't have that, then you might be ready to stop, because there should always just be a little bit.
You know, that's golden advice that your father gave you. And I've mentioned it to people too, that those butterflies you get in the stomach, that little mild nausea or the tightening of the stomach, people sometimes think, oh, that means that's a sign of something bad. Actually, it's your body telling you, look, we're feeling this angst because we're very passionate about whatever it is. We want to excel at it. We want to be really good at it. We want people to connect with it. And you still are excited about it. And this is for anybody who does really anything, but especially people that are on stages and sets and, you know, screens and whatever, where they're in front of people doing something, and they have to, you know, entertain the people or deliver a message that connects with people through anything, speaking, music, whatever it is. The day you lose those butterflies and that angst, you're no longer passionate about it anymore. It's time to move on to something else, right?
Exactly what he said. But
smart man, that Frank.
Yeah. Oh, my father was so wise. He really was. And he was my mentor. He was the first love of music, of jazz, of singing. And I would always go to him for the, Dad, what'd you think? What'd you think? How'd I do today? How'd I do? And I all excited, you know, what are you going to tell me? And he used to like be so real and tell me what he thought I could work on a little bit. And throughout the years, he gave me the best constructive criticism and just constantly believed in me, and but always teaching me.
So growing up, in addition to the access to the Sarah Vaughans and the Ella Fitzgeralds and things of that nature, what was some of the music that you were listening to? What was on your radio and in your car and on your, you know, if you still have a boom box, I mean, any of those, I may still have one of those. You know, what was the music of choice for you growing up?
Well, in my dad's car, Natalie Cole was playing.
Oh, yeah.
CD or whatever, tape or whatever it was back then. So I grew to love Natalie Cole. My mom, I had to buy her an album for Christmas. She wanted Barbra Streisand. I fell in love with Barbra Streisand. So those were like my two first females. But then I grew into like Carole King and the Carpenters. And of course, I love Steve Perry because I love his voice from Journey.
Journey, yeah.
Always, still hearing the jazz vocalist, Pat Benatar. I appreciated her because she was trained as an opera singer and she was great at it, but she wanted to go into the rock and roll world. So that's what she did. And so those were some of them that I listened to.
That's fantastic.
Carole King, I don't know if I mentioned her, but I knew her. I knew her whole album, and I would sing.
It's too late.
I know a lot of people have done this, but I would sing with the brush or the comb, and that would be my microphone.
I did that too. I did the announcing.
My bed was the audience. And I performed in my bedroom.
So the bed was the audience. So you were on the other side of the bed. Is this? I know you. I'm from downstate, out east on Long Island, and you're from upstate Buffalo. But is it a New York thing? My sister and I used to do plays like on a Saturday night in the bedroom. And the bed was like a stage. We would be on one side of the bed. Somehow we hung up a rope from one side of the bedroom wall to the other, took some drapes that we saw stored in the basement, draped the drapes over. Then we had our parents come and a couple of other neighbors, I believe. We had taken chairs from, I don't know, the kitchen or wherever, brought them into the bedroom as sort of the audience chairs. And, for like 50 cents, they could come into the bedroom. We had popcorn and we did a little bit singing and whatever the heck we were doing. Yep. And we would pull the drapes across, to open and close.
You were more dramatic.
And the rope is hanging on the wall with a wing and a prayer. I mean, we're little kids. We have no idea how it's even happening. And I remember my mother, they were very supportive. They still are of everything that we do. And I do remember an earlier mention of, are those the good drapes?
Probably.
Are those my good drapes that we just roped on the rope? But we did all that plays in the garage. And, I don't know if kids do that anymore, but it was all part of the growing up and a way of expressing ourselves. I used to have, our dog got involved into the act. We had a cat once. The cat got in. The little green turtles we had, somehow they got into the act. You brought in, you used whatever you had. So professionally, we go from, the bed being the stage. Professionally, how did you sort of formulate that track? What became a really key pivotal time for you, moment, door opening opportunity that sort of got you noticed?
Junior year was when it started, and I realized I can sing into this microphone and it would create this huge sound. So got into a band right away. I was looking at going to college, actually at Juilliard, and I ended up changing my mind. There were some complications in the family at the time, so that kind of stopped that. And I stayed here locally in Buffalo, and I got into some bands. And my first band was a rock and roll band with a huge PA system and big sound. And then I went into pop music right after that. So through my 20s, I was doing a lot of cover music, just trying to, get the confidence on stage. Traveled on the road with a band called London Fog. And we painted this school bus silver. And we traveled to all these different locations throughout the East Coast. And that gave me the experience and the confidence I needed. So that's how it started.
That was terrific. And how did you find the other band members? Were they friends? Were they other people locally? How did that all develop? Or did they find you?
I always get accused of asking too many questions, and kind of jokingly, but not really. But I just went out to people who were doing what I wanted to do. And I just would ask, how do I do this? Where do I start? How do I go about this? How do I put a band together? Where do we rehearse? And do I need to buy a PA system? Like, there was nobody showing me, so I had to figure it out. And I had some really wonderful people who were, doing this, and they were patient enough to explain how it starts. And that's how it started. Yeah. But then throughout time, I wanted more.
Yeah, you want to grow and you want to expand. Yeah. So you started to learn about how it's all put together, not just being the performer, the front person, but you wanted to learn how it all came together behind the scenes too, which I think is terrific. It's good to know that.
Yeah. So then it was a little bit after that I went into the country market.
Country, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I popped from genre to genre. I thought it would be pretty easy to just sing some country songs, and I realized it wasn't. Like any genre you get into, you really have to study it. And Patsy Cline, of course, was my favorite, and it was an awesome experience because I got to open up for some acts, including George Jones.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, at the Erie County Fair. It was in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. And then I did a lot of different fairs throughout New York State, and used to sing the national anthem for their conventions, and so that was all wonderful. And
they say that singing the national anthem is not as easy as it seems, and it's one of the hardest songs to sing, right?
What's hard for me is not the melody or the pitch. I can reach the notes. That's not the problem. It's the lyrics. Because one time I screwed up something, and I was singing for the Air Force Base, and I got off stage and I said, "Oh my God, did you guys hear that?" And they're like, "Hear what?"
They didn't hear it.
They didn't even notice. But yeah, so when you do that, it's like out of respect, you want to have those lyrics down. And I do, but then sometimes you draw kind of like a blank when you're up there.
Yeah, you're up there and everybody's looking and waiting, and yeah. But to be able to have the honor to do it is pretty cool, right?
Yes, I've done it many times, and I'm always honored to do it when they ask.
I would imagine everybody there is a Bills fan, right? You're in Bills territory.
Well, and
they came sort of close. I mean,
after we went 4 times to the Super Bowl, honestly, I kind of lost a little bit. I still am a great Bills fan, but it's so painful. It really is. And Josh, he's awesome.
I mean, if there's any consolation, make you feel better, we could switch sports. I'm a New York Mets fan, so the last time was 1986 for them. So I mean, I sort of understand. I get it.
I have to say, I don't know any football team that's gone to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row that's gone to the Super Bowl. Even though we didn't win, I think right there is huge. Someday we're going to go there and we're going to actually win.
The team was really good. Yeah, really good, solid team. Yeah, we were hoping that they would take it as well. I tend to be like that too. Like, even if it's a team I don't necessarily always root for, I start to look at the legacy and thinking of all the fans who've been rooting for the team for decades. And, sometimes you say it's their time. It's for the fans, the supporters.
Absolutely.
It's like the time for the Cubs in Chicago or whatever. Like, it's their time or whatever. Everybody should get a little piece of I don't know if every sports person would agree with that. They're like, my team, my team, my team. I don't know. I tend to like everybody get a slice of the pie eventually. But did you ever play any sports at all growing up?
Gymnastics was
you
my
did,
thing.
Yeah. That's great.
I still am very flexible with that. I cheerlead for a minute, and then my choir teacher was like, "Okay, you either do cheerleading or you sing. Which one is it?" And I'm like, "Okay, I quit cheerleading tomorrow." So that was a no-brainer for me.
Exactly right. But the gymnastics sort of probably helps just with being nimble, flexible. And I'm sure there's a lot of breathing exercises that you do in preparation for when you're going on stage or on tour or even recording in the studio, right? What are some of the ways that you prep and get yourself physically, mentally spiritually, what have you, ready for when you got to go in the studio and make hours and hours of music, or go on stage and perform in front of fans?
Just scales. I sing, you know, and I'll just do that. And different scales, different breathing. Definitely inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. You know, to calm yourself down. But always, it's just to stretch your vocals and be able to hit the notes. Sometimes, you know, you get stronger as you're doing it throughout the night too. I mean, that happens too. So that's pretty simple.
Maureen, one of our lovelies watching in Arizona, said she thinks the title of your memoir should be "It All Started with a Big Silver Bus." So write that down.
I'm not kidding. It was a silver short bus. It was a short school bus.
Oh, not big one like the Partridge Family, right? Not like the Partridge Family?
No. And the bass player at the time painted it silver, black letters, London fog. And then there was no heat. And my poor father, I was probably 18, and I'm going on this bus with no heat. It could only drive 40 miles per hour. And that was the way we traveled in the beginning, because you had to save money. And, I'm hanging out with a bunch of guys.
In a bus, yeah.
In a bus.
The stories you could tell, I'm sure, right?
Oh, there's so many stories.
There is, you know, I hear it from so many people that have had to go on tour buses and the bus breaking down or getting caught in snowstorms or just crazy things that happen on the bus, everybody teasing each other. Sometimes it becomes like brothers and sisters and just, you know, and you know what?
Become family. Yeah.
It's like a family, right?
Family. Yeah, absolutely. They become your family because you spend so much time with them that you grow to love each other, and you're working together, you're doing your passion together. Yeah.
That's really what it is. I mentioned this earlier, Desperately Seeking DeeAnn. Tell us about this.
That was the beginning of, after I stayed home for a long time and raised the kids, and that was by choice. And I'll never regret a second of that. It was beautiful, beautiful memories.
How many do you have?
Two.
What are their names?
Gracie is my daughter. She just turned 24 yesterday.
Wow. Happy birthday to Gracie.
And my son, he was 23 when the accident happened. So
right. William, that's right. That's what we mentioned earlier. So she turned 24 yesterday, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to sing her happy birthday together? Let's sing her happy birthday. Sure. We do it all the time when we find out there's a birthday of
I love that. Okay.
You can lead. I'll have you start.
You want me to lead?
Yeah.
Okay. Her name's Gracie.
Gracie. Let's go, everybody around the world. Happy birthday to Gracie.
You guys want to sing happy birthday with Gracie? My players are back there. They can sing too.
The players. We love it. Our lovelies are watching and the players are there.
We're going to sing happy birthday. Not with the instruments. We're just going to do this out.
You want them to do instruments too? There you go. They could do that. Yeah.
Oh, that's my key.
That's nice.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Here we go. Gracie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Gracie.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, Gracie. All right. Awesome. Love it.
Thank you. That was awesome.
We got to wish her a happy birthday.
We should bring the band in.
I was going to
say, want to bring the band in for a song?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because they're going to play for us too. You guys are going to sing. So you were mentioning this, Desperately Seeking DeeAnn, right?
Oh, so what happened is, so I gave up my dream for a long time, and
to raise the kids, right?
Yes, and I still sang. I sang. I got hired to sing for weddings and funerals. I taught music at my kids' school, St. Stephen's School. I taught there. And I taught music education from pre-K to 8th grade. And for 8 years, I put on some killer concerts for the kids. And so I was still into music. I just wasn't doing this. I wasn't back here. And so when I came back, it was just, it was funny. I think my producer came up with that idea, Desperately Seeking DeeAnn. Trying to get DeeAnn back. And that's the album, Desperately Seeking DeeAnn is the album where my dad has the 2 duets. It's Unforgettable, which he killed. It's beautiful. And Fly Me to the Moon are on that CD.
And that's on Spotify and iTunes and everywhere.
Everything, yeah, everything.
I
was going to tell you, so DeeAnnmusic.com, DeeAnn music. There we go. That has all the links to the music, to social media. So they can find everything through there.
We have some two fine-looking gentlemen sort of sandwiching you on the side. Are they brothers?
More like father son almost.
It's good. Are you guys? Father
no,
son?
But
they look, don't they?
Yeah.
Introduce us to who we have.
Yeah, Ed Croft is on bass. One of my favorite bass players. I love him. And Stu Weissman, he's on guitar. And we play every Wednesday. Stu and I do a Wednesday afternoon gig at Sportsman's. It's an awesome place in Buffalo that brings in national acts and local acts. So we do Wednesday lunch hour there.
That's cool. So since we have 3 of you there, and the world gets to always see it on the news every winter, any of you can start with your own individual answers. What is the key to surviving a Buffalo, New York winter?
I would say great tires. Because I had really bad tires and got stuck so many times. I don't have bad tires anymore.
And what would the guys say?
Good snowblower.
Yeah, good snowblower and a well-stocked liquor cabinet.
Which is consumed after the snowblower, right?
We just have an incredible music scene in
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
That helps.
And it really does. And yeah.
We're used to that. Then that helps. And it's a good family music scene.
I'd love if there's a way if each guy could show us their instrument. We all are seeing tips of it, but maybe just show it, and then they could put it back where they want to put it. But just to see the instruments, they got some beautiful instruments there.
So yours?
Yes, actually.
And tell us about the instruments.
Okay, so this is a 1968. I'm just trying to get used to the.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's all backwards from where you think it would be.
Yeah, it's a 1968 Gibson Super 400, usually made for big bands. I don't know if you can see how the beautiful flame on the back there. And this is near pristine. And I traveled to Pensacola, Florida into 2022 just to pick this up after spending a weekend in New York, going to every vintage guitar store. I'm from Queens. I'm a Queens boy, and Ed can tell you he's another New Yorker. So we're all on the same page here. But I spent a weekend in New York, and then I flew to Pensacola, and this was the guitar. So, and I didn't very rarely get a chance to play it. In fact, Ed reminded me that I had it because we did a duo gig where I played this guitar for a number of tunes. So I'm happy to play it. Thank you for asking about it.
That's beautiful. So you're from what part of Queens?
Oh, well, born in the Bronx, moved to Fresh Meadows when I was 6, and stayed there till I was 18 and came to Buffalo.
Very nice, very nice. My dad hails from Astoria originally, and lived about 2 blocks from Tony Bennett, and knew Tony growing up. They were like kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I used to work in Forest Hills, so I know Astoria pretty well.
Nice areas over there. Exactly, like a real bedroom community for Manhattan. You just have so much, the restaurants, the cafes, the music scene. It's really, really nice. And Ed, you're also from New York. You're from upstate or downstate?
I grew up in Peekskill,
Peekskill, yes.
Yeah, you watch the
Right.
later Color Honeymooners. Jackie Gleason had Peekskill Productions on there. That's what Jackie
Oh,
Gleason did.
yeah.
Pee Wee Herbert's also from there.
I did a radio show once that was on the AM station, WLNA, and we would drive to Peekskill. It was a sister station to WHUD, 100.7 FM, Peekskill. Yeah, right there,
Yeah.
Peekskill and that area. It's a small world, right? I tell you, everywhere you go around the world, you'll always meet someone from New York. It just always works, whether it's upstate, downstate. But you know, and if you grew up on the island, this is really interesting. Maybe it worked for Queens as well. If you were going anywhere north of the Bronx, so that could be White Plains, Mamaroneck, you were going upstate for the weekend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then you talk to people in Buffalo and Syracuse and Rome, New York, and they're like, this is upstate. That's Westchester. But anything north of the Bronx, we're going upstate for the weekend. Not quite.
Great.
Kind of
That's
like
it.
referring to Manhattan as the city, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Queens is technically NYC, but hey, I'm going to the city for dinner and so on. So
How's the pizza and bagels up there?
Different.
He's not commenting. I guess that's our answer. So we're going to talk more about a few cool things. But since we got these fantastic, talented guys positioned, what would you like to perform?
Well, I was thinking that we could do one of the songs off the CD that's getting a lot of airplay, Summertime.
Perfect. And before we do that, let's have Ed show us that beautiful
Oh, yeah.
instrument.
This is let's see how much we can get in the shot. This is a 1940K bass, an M1W is the model of it. These were probably sold in like Sears or something. I bought this out of the trailer park in Warwick, New York for $500 off a Craigslist ad, and it's made me more money than anything I've ever owned. I've played this on every record I've done, every tour I've ever done, just about.
And everyone borrows it when they come
Yeah,
down.
it's one of the most. It's a perfect bass, and not all Ks are as good. I have a 39. That's my backup, and it's good, but it's not nearly as good as this one, which is held together by a lag bolt in the neck and a lot of glue and hope.
How do you get that through TSA?
I don't ever fly with an upright. If I got to play a flight gig, I always rent one, and that can be a crapshoot, of course. But anytime I got a driving gig, this is my baby. Like I said, every record I've ever been on, this is the bass I've played on.
That is cool, and the stories that thing could tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go to those tag sales, right? When you go to those tag sales and you go to Goodwill or whatever, and you do some hunting, Craigslist, you can come across some real beauties,
The
beauties.
Craigslist ad for this was bought this off some guy my wife's pissed needs to go.
Wow, that's incredible. All right, DeeAnn, you've got the guys all ready to go, and Summertime is the song, right?
Yep.
All right, and that's on the album?
It's on the CD right now, yep. And It's My Time.
Which is an absolutely perfect name for that album. I love that shot too. Who took that shot of you?
Brianna is her name. She's local photographer here in Buffalo. She's awesome.
It's really a cool shot. Really, really nice. All
Thank
right.
you.
Take it away, folks, here on the Jim Master Show Live.
Summertime, living easy. Fish are jumping, cotton is high. Your daddy rich, and your mama she's good. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings, tattoo the sky. But till that morning, ain't nothing gonna harm you. Should I wait and wait? Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Summertime, I'm living so easy. Fish are jumping, cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, mama, she's good looking. Let up, wait and wait. Hush, baby, don't you cry. Little baby, don't you cry. Little baby, don't you cry.
Very nice. Very nice. Amazing. Really, really beautifully done. What happens when you're performing? Are you in a zone? Are you transported to another time and place because you can visually see it? That something happens. You're lifted up somewhere when you're performing, DeeAnn.
Yeah, I was told a long time ago by my father and by actually my friends, get inside the song. Get inside the song. Don't look at who's coming in the place, who's walking and going to the bathroom, who's talking and who might not be looking a certain way. Got to ignore all that. Get inside the song and sing the song of what you're singing.
How dare they go to the bathroom when you're singing?
How dare they? I mean, if you're doing a concert, they usually don't. But like if you're in a nightclub or something, yeah.
Hey, if we have to hold it on the tour bus, lady, you could hold it for 5 more minutes. I'm not done with the song yet. We'll have the guys back in just a moment.
Okay.
That was really, really nice. And we've got this cool picture I dug up too. Tell us about this cool picture.
Yeah, we just did a show for the 100th Centennial Sarah Vaughan celebration.
Wow.
Jazz Buffalo, Tony Zambito from Buffalo, New York. He is amazing. He puts a lot of shows together through Jazz Buffalo. And he said to me one day, we were talking and he said, what do you think about like doing a Sarah Vaughan show? And I said, oh, that would be great. And I thought he was talking about someone else. And then he actually said, what do you think? And I'm like, I would love that. That's my father's favorite singer. It's one of my favorite singers. So that's a picture of us at rehearsal doing before we did the show. We did it at Seneca One Tower downtown, and it was a sold out show. It was awesome. It was last month. This is June, so it was May 15th.
That was really, really nice. And our viewers around the world are just saying awesome. And they're really enjoying that version of Summertime.
Oh,
fabulous. And yeah, really, really nice. Thanks for all these great comments, everybody. We love all of this. And Melissa Mazzarella says, happy birthday, sweet Gracie. DeeAnn, you look gorgeous, my amazingly talented friend. Welcome all the new viewers and subscribers to Jim Masters TV and the Jim Masters Show. We really love that as well. And Paula says, go D, looking good. Happy birthday, Grace. And all of our lovely viewers are saying the same thing. Really, really nice. Damon as well. Happy birthday, Gracie. Really, really, really nice. And
she's gonna love that.
I like your version of I've Got Rhythm, which is
I have. That's what I was gonna tell you on my YouTube channel. I put a couple videos from the show from Sarah Vaughan. I've got rhythms on there. Lover Man's on there. I believe Body and Soul.
Really, really nice. How do you pick the songs, for the CD? One of the hardest things that I know is that you may have a lot of songs that you want to include, but then you got to narrow it down to the ones that, either fit or that make sense for the flair and flavor of the CD. How do you come to that determination, and how did it with, I know that this particular musical magnificent work of art, It's My Time, really, there's a lot of heart and emotion wrapped up into this. This was a very important project for you on many levels of your life and experiences and things you've shared and things, the good, the bad, the things that have happened in your world. And the timing and the selection of the songs couldn't have been more beautiful and connecting and heartfelt and apropos for it all. How did you put it together? How did you, what was the feeling like, and how did you know how to select just the right songs that you wanted people to enjoy on that particular CD?
I told my producer, I had the same producer for my 3 CDs, RiShon Odel, and I told him that I wanted to do something that was my favorite old standards that I was singing with my father way back. And so that's how My Funny Valentine came out. Summertime, Nearness of You is on there. I'm trying to think of all the songs. Blue Skies. Just wanted to do the ones that I really love to sing. There's so many of them, but those are the ones that popped out in my head first. And so we chose those. And then the other songs came after the accident and everything. So
the songs are really amazing, and if you love the My Funny Valentine, like you say, Nearness of You, Fine and Mellow, Killing Me Softly.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, I forgot. You're naming my songs. Thanks.
That's it. Yeah, I do my research. No, and we got a chance to hear the music prior to you coming on, which I love and I appreciate. So that way there, we can celebrate it and really know what we're talking about here. And your voice is powerful, yet it has very warm, subtle qualities to it at the same time. It's you have a strong, powerful voice, but at the same time, with certain material, you can keep the strength of the vocal, and somehow you have this ability to soften it and to make it almost whispery, to make it really low and warm and draw people in. So when you need to be bold and proud, you have the ability to do that. You can pull that off, but you also have this keen ability to be able to make it low, candles, fireplace, bottle of wine sounding, and draw us in. And that's not easy, for somebody to be able to sort of pull all of that off, but you seem to really be able to do it well, Deiann.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Got me speechless for a second.
I've been known to do that. I've done interviews in my professional world where you'll get this stoic, business CEO type thing. Okay, what's this about? Sit down, and they'll end up asking for a Kleenex, and then they'll be apologizing. I'm like, no, it's okay. You needed to release. You needed to take the wall down and that guard and the shield that you have as the CEO, and you're talking about your life and your experiences, and that's a beautiful thing. And you are, as much as you are a brilliant singer, songwriter, and all, you're a storyteller, right? You are a storyteller.
Yeah, I do. I like to tell stories in my songs. Most of the time, the songs that I write come from experiences. And my very first song, I was 16, I think, when I wrote on guitar. And it was, over the first love. His name was Brandy. And he broke up with me. And so the song was called I Love You. But yeah, they always come from either your own experience or from watching something, other people's lives. And that's where it comes from. It's telling stories. Basically, that's what it is you're telling a story in a song.
Where does your inspiration come from? Some people say that their inspiration is life itself, living, observing. You could be on a bus, you could be in a supermarket, you could be walking through a botanical garden, you could be at the ocean, whatever it may be, and you can be inspired by some of the smallest things or some of the biggest things that you observe. Are you an observer of life, and do those things inspire you and add to the flavor of your music?
Always, yeah. Everybody's got a story. It came from, I lost my brother in 2015. And I was just so shocked because I realized everybody's got a story. At the time, it just made me realize that there's so many people going through something. You really have no idea what people are going through, and they could smile and act like everything's fine, but you need to be kind to each other. And that's what that song is about, because you really don't know what just happened to them or what's going to happen.
That's very, very true. That's a beautiful message, because everybody does have a story. And if, whatever anybody's posting on social media always looks perfect and exacting, and everybody's on a yacht having champagne and lobster when they're actually happy. Which they're really probably in their bathrobe at home, watching reruns of Gilligan's Island or something, but the picture says they're on the yacht. There's usually something behind. I'm sorry, of course, the loss of your son and your brother. Music is a great healer. Music is a universal language. There may be people who are watching this to hear you and hear your incredible voice and your wonderful story. What are some messages that you could share with somebody who maybe has or is going through something similar? We all experience loss in our life. Sometimes it is predicted. We know it's going to happen. Sometimes it comes at us like a train out of the blue, and we have to catch our breath and recalibrate and just move through those motions. What are some things that you have experienced that you can maybe share that could help somebody else who's going through something similar, no matter what it is?
I basically learned that grief is, there's no manual, and you just let someone go through their grief, validate what they're going through. Don't try to fix them. Listen to them. You don't even have to say anything. Support them. Be there with them. As time passes, you learn to live without them. You never, ever forget them, but you learn to live a new life without them. And that's kind of what I'm going through now. It's been 3 years for my son. And spiritually, I'm going to go spiritual for a second. God is my savior here. That's how I do it, because I know through my faith that I will be with my son again. And meanwhile, I got to take care of my daughter while I'm here.
Which is beautiful, right? No, it's a beautiful message, and very inspiring again for anybody who, and we all do. We all go through things, and it's how we try to deal with it. And somehow they say there's lessons in it all. But, when you're surrounded by people that care, and you got to surround yourself with things that have positive, like you say, we'll never forget these incredible people in our lives. And hopefully, they were touched by our existence as we've been touched by theirs. And there's ways to celebrate their life whether it's a short life or a long life, and remember them and honor them through our everyday tasks and who we are and what we say and do, right? It's how we live that sort of honors and celebrates them.
Yeah, I actually, if I could tell you for a minute, I started a scholarship at Canisius High School in Buffalo, New York, where my son went. And in his junior year, he went to Nicaragua and on a mission trip. Really changed his life to see a whole different life over there. So I ended up starting a scholarship at Canisius, and I raised $67,000. And that money every year will send a student on a different mission trip. And the more I have, the more money I have, the more kids I can send. But I just sent 2 boys to Puerto Rico last year and another one this year.
That's
so
beautiful.
William's legacy is living on through there. Yep.
It is. Now, is this part of any of
there
that?
There it is. You have the picture.
We're
you really
good here,
did
aren't
do
we?
your research.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. There's
Yeah.
the check when I think I had 50. I might have had a little over 50,000 at the time.
Wow.
And that's one of Canisius's building right there. And those are all amazing, loving people in that picture that helped me. There are more that couldn't make it, but those are a lot of the main people. And my daughter's standing right next to me holding the check.
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
my ex-husband, his father is also standing right next to me. But oh wow, you did good.
Thank you. I tell you.
You surprised me on that one.
That's it. Like you said, I do my homework, my research. Do you have a love of the water? Do you love the ocean? Do you love lakes?
Yeah, how do you know that? Yeah.
Boom.
The water is so peaceful to me. And
it's my go-to as well.
Yeah, my one girlfriend and I, her name's Sue. She's another singer, and she was a big staple. She was a big help throughout all of this. And we went to the water constantly. Yeah. And that's like, I feel like it's going a little bit, you're going to God's land. It's everywhere, God's land, but the water is amazing.
We're lucky we're here on the coast. And, growing up on Long Island, we have the Long Island Sound to the north and the Great South Bay and the Atlantic Ocean, to the south, yep. Surrounded by water. And here we're along the coast, and we have the Long Island Sound just a couple blocks away. And there is this audience knows it all the time, but even before I started this show, I've always had this affinity for the ocean. And the ocean can be, the ocean's in charge, not us. But
right.
I think when we go to things that are larger than ourselves, whether you go to the ocean, you go to the desert, you go to a forest, whatever, something greater than yourself, there's a certain energy that you get, a life force energy. It has a rhythm. It has a flow. It's constant. It's always there, no matter what's going on in human land or animal land. It's always a constant, and there's a rhythm and there's a life force to things like the ocean, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly. And it's the same with grief. That's why going to like nature, the ocean, the woods, the deserts, that actually is a healing place for grief too, because it's bigger. It's bigger than everything. You're right.
It really, really is on so many different levels. Absolutely. Talking more about, the music that, of course, you love to put out. We have this too. Look at this one. Stay Here.
Yeah. Stay Here is another song that I wrote that it was for, and nobody knows, but it was for someone that was very special. And it's a love song.
Wanted them to stay here, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a song on there, Me After You. Mm-hmm. And that song features Judah Seeley, who's doing extremely well. Yeah, he's a wonderful player, and he's doing very well on the radio. And I loved his playing on that one. And there's another song on there. It's called Strong Enough, and it's just maybe a minute long, but it's basically something you listen to it's really something you can listen to every day just to feel the strength you need when you feel weak. because it's easy to let the world crush you.
It really is, right? And what are some, well, with what we've been going through the last couple of years, we've all learned something. And, you know, we've learned something about the world and about each other and about ourselves. What are some things that you learned, you know, about yourself with the craziness of the things that we've been going through, you know, the last couple of years or so, which have been something that none of us expected and none of us could have ever scripted? It's kind of been like an extended Twilight Zone episode.
Honestly, what I learned is you're not in control. I mean, I'm back to a higher being, which I call God. You need to let go, let God. You need to, how do I say it? Worrying does nothing. It just gives you an ulcer or older skin or whatever. But it's you have to give it all to God. And there's just some things we cannot control.
Absolutely. And sometimes things that really surprise us, and good things too. Like during your early days as a pop rock singer, you won Best Female Vocalist at the
Yeah.
Buffalo Music Awards 2 years in a row. And you later had, again, success as a country artist, earning you placements on numerous radio CD compilations, resulting in airplay that existed. You were on the air throughout the United States and Europe. And
Yep.
when you returned to music as a jazz blues singer in the mid-2010s, you won Best Female Blues Vocalist at the Buffalo Nightlife Music Awards, and the 2019 EP Stay Here, which we just showed, won Best Jazz CD from jazzbuffalo.org. How cool is all of that?
You do your homework. Yes, absolutely. It was great. And coming back from, again, from staying home and raising the kids, I just jumped right into it. I just missed it. And definitely had some, met some wonderful musicians in this area that I work with. Meeting RiShon Odel as my producer, he did a lot to inspire me to do more. He helped a lot too.
When did you know it was your time? Which is, again, the perfect title of the album. Was it something that was deep in burning and yearning? Did you feel that, gee, maybe when the kids are older, maybe I will return to it? Was it something that was always sort of simmering within?
Always simmering. I missed it very much doing the live music. Again, I sang in weddings and funerals, taught music, but I missed being on the big stage. And when I started and I came back out, I said, it's my time. It's my time. I've spent a lot of time doing other things, but it's my time now.
Which is a beautiful thing, it really is a beautiful thing to know that, and to take the plunge and to actually go ahead and do it. We showed this quickly. We'll show this again because this is something, you have a lot of different things that are coming up that you're excited about.
Oh, yeah.
You and the quintet are going to be at the Northwest Jazz Festival. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Yes, it's an awesome festival in Lewiston. They block off several streets, the main streets blocked off, and there's two big stages, and we're going to be on the opposite stage, the center stage, Saturday the 24th of August. And so many people, I don't even know the numbers of people that end up showing there, but it's packed. Friday night, Saturday. It's one of the best jazz festivals around here, so I'm really honored to be able to sing in it again.
That is really cool. You want to bring the guys back in and have them perform?
Hey guys, you want to come back? I told them
We're getting a little bit of a feedback. I don't know if it's coming from the microphone or if there's any electronics near the microphone. It's like it's almost like you're hearing another voice. So now your voice is sort of like echoey and fuzzy. It's like very staticky. The wonders of technology, right? Yeah. So it's sort of the sound is very staticky now.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, no, that's
And there's an echo.
That's strange. We didn't do anything.
It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. It's weird, yeah. Isn't that strange?
Should we turn that up and try?
Are there any cell phones nearby or anything? Or
I mean, there's always cell phones.
yeah,
That doesn't happen.
Oh.
It's an antique.
it just started. It wasn't something throughout. It's sort of backing away a little bit now. Yeah, I think it went away.
All right, well, I can't go
A little bit, yeah.
Is it gone?
It's a little bit of a crackle, a little bit of an echo, but
Will you bring my? Oh, yeah, that's over there. Okay.
nobody has a pacemaker. Or
No.
They always ask that when you go into the, for an exam or whatever, you have a pacemaker, and I'm like, not there yet. Don't have it.
Is it better?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Did you kick the cat or something? Or
We did.
yeah, it is better. Yeah, it went away.
Awesome.
So it was sort of like almost sound like some weird, sinister voice was talking. You know how, I don't know if you recall, sometimes you could be on a phone line or you could be watching a TV, and if the neighbor has like a CB or something like that, their signal can interfere with your phone call or your television set. I remember on Long Island, we had a neighbor that had a big CB tower. They used to go into CBs and stuff. And whenever they would have it on, whatever their conversations were sometimes went through our television screen.
Oh, man.
We got ourselves a con.
Those neighbors didn't last very long. They moved out quick. All right, guys, what do you want to do next?
We're gonna do.
It's up to you. It's your rating.
We had a plan, but he's suggesting something else.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Oh, you had it planned, and he's suggesting.
Well,
Whatever you want
I
to
was
do.
gonna do My Funny Valentine because it's on the CD.
That's fine.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah. Whatever. What do you feel? What are you guys feeling right now?
Are we feeling My Funny Valentine?
I'm feeling whatever you want to play me.
He's easy.
He's easy, right? All right. You want to do it? Up to you. Whatever you do, it's great with us. All right. Here we go.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with your heart. Your looks are like gold, unphotographable, but you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than green? Is your mind little weak? When you open up to speak, I smile. change your hair for me. Now, if you care for me, stay. Each day is Valentine's. Each day is Valentine's. Each day is Valentine's Day. Thanks, guys.
Bravo, bravo. Give him a
Extra
Grammy now.
Weissman.
I tell you, huh? They are very talented guys too, and to be surrounded. Do you play with them often, or are they just friends who come by?
Yeah, I've played with them many times, and I promise.
Thanks, guys.
Some pizza and whiskey and beer after. So we're good.
Oh well.
You're more than welcome to come by.
I'm going to say, why are we not doing it there? And number two, I'm sure when you told them that on the phone, they were there in 10 minutes. That's funny. You obviously love what you're doing. It's just something that is, it has such a wonderful story to it. And you're blessed with your God-given talent and you're expressing it. And we are so lucky, DeeAnn, that you decided to revisit it all, and add some new material and celebrate some of this incredible music and your own as well, right? Because you like to pen your own songs too, right?
Right. I actually wrote a song just recently, and Ed actually helped me with it. It's also on YouTube on my channel. It's called William's Song. And I actually wrote a song for my son. And it's general. So like anyone who's been through loss can relate to this song. I call it William's Song because that's why I wrote it. But if you can see it on YouTube.
And how long did it take you to write the song? Was it something that came to you quickly, or was it over a period of time?
Every song is different. Some songs I can finish it in like 10 minutes, and some songs I'll start it, I'll go back to it. In fact, my new CD that we're going to be doing down the road, coming this fall, we're going to start. It's one of the songs I'm putting on there is a song I wrote when I was younger, and it was when I was deciding to have kids. And I was torn because I knew when I had my kids that I would probably give up some of the music for a while because I knew I wanted to stay home with them. So the song's called Torn, and that was written before my kids. So some songs, they don't get finished 2 years later.
Is there anything that you just wanted to give us a little bit of a cappella? Either song or what have you? And I mean, we wouldn't have you do William's Song because it could be that's something they got to really hear quietly. But anything you want to do a little bit of that just comes to mind?
Yeah, I guess Ain't No Sunshine.
Because we're loving it so much.
Okay.
Did you write Torn?
I did.
You want to do a little of that since that's your own original, so they can hear that?
I don't know about, unless I have a bass on that one.
You need a bass on Torn?
Do you have the changes? You know the changes? We could just do like a verse and chorus. How's that?
Yeah. He'll get an extra slice of pizza.
Yeah, you get an extra slice.
He gets an extra slice of pizza. Welcome back, Ed.
Friends and neighbors.
You were such a hit with the viewers, they wanted you back. That's it. Yeah, that sounds
Stu knows
good.
this one too, but you wanted a cappella. Stu
Or, yeah, however you want to do it. Anyway, I just didn't want to tie them up, but he can come back in if he wants.
Do you remember it too?
It would be nice to hear one of your own originals, I think, one of your own works of art.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice. Hope everybody's enjoying the Jim Masters show. Don't forget to like this episode. Give us a thumbs up like on our YouTube channel. Leave a comment on the channel. Subscribe to Jim Masters TV. Very important they do that, right, DeeAnn?
Yeah, very important.
Share it, love, comments, subscribe, all the rest. But yeah, feel free to dive in whenever you want. Here he comes. He came out. It was funny. He came out of the darkness. He's like, "What are we doing?"
You'll know what we get.
Did he start eating the pizza? Welcome back.
We could do William's song.
No,
we're gonna do this one. Okay. Hopefully, I remember my own lyrics.
Whatever you feel like. It's funny. He came with the guitar right out of the darkness. That's it. All right. Take it away.
Like clouds in stormy days seem to find my way, leading to the past, shoot up a way, torn within the heart, which way to turn, knowing I have to choose which bridge to burn. Oh, 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 oh. Peace that I yearn. Looking at the past, believing time stood still. But now I pay my debt with all these tears I will. Torn within the heart, which way to turn, knowing I have to choose which bridge to burn. Oh, 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 oh. Peace that I yearn. Oh, 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 oh. Peace that I yearn. Oh, oh, oh. Peace that I yearn.
Thanks, guys.
Very nice. Very nice. I tell you, this trio is dynamite.
I'm going to take him out on the road.
They're going back into the pizza and the beer.
Yeah.
And notice how quickly they go right back.
Yeah.
They are sort of, well, not singing for their supper, but they're playing for their supper tonight. These are all great songs. What are some other incredible things that you have on your bucket list? What are some other things that you would like to do? Have you considered writing music for other artists? Have you considered writing film scores and themes and other types of things as well? Movie music, whatever it may be.
Movie music always is something I like to do. I think that is so fascinating. When I used to teach my kids, I used to play a scene from a movie with the music off, and then I'd play the same scene with the music on, just so they can understand how much music affects what you're watching. So that's always in the back of my head. But I definitely want to do another CD. Each one just gets better and better, and the next one will have more originals on it. And I also, my dad had Lewy body dementia, and that's what he passed away from. And it's a very unknown part of dementia. It's not one that people know of. And my dad being a singer, music lifted his spirit. Music brought him out of the place that he was in with that dementia. So I want to work with that too. Since my dad, I've learned that I'm very good with the elderly, and I like to do that too, because music really wakes them up. It just brings them to life. It's amazing.
What a beautiful thing. So much of your music is paying heed to the music that already exists and sort of dusting it off and reintroducing it to everybody and getting us to remember it and introducing it to new generations as well, which is a beautiful thing. But at the same time, your music, these songs you're talking about, and these experiences of your life, I think, are quite deep and quite impactful. And I think it's just really very, very special that you're sharing this. You're sharing your life and your story through song. And I think that's so, in a way, it's kind of cathartic and therapeutic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You release a lot through your singing. I mean, whether you're singing a cover song or your own song that means a lot to you. Musically, it's like, when someone's working out and doing a sport, you're releasing. So music is the same way. It's a beautiful release.
What are some other things you do to balance things out if you're not, surrounded by music? Because sometimes people need a break from what they do. Like, for example, how many times did we grow up thinking that the people that got to work in the pizza place were lucky because they got to eat the pizza all the time, or the people that worked in the ice cream shop, they get to have ice cream all day. And then you talk to them and they're like, we don't touch this stuff because we're around it all day long. Do you ever have to walk away to unplug and come back at it refreshed with a new take and rebooted?
Absolutely. And you have to know when to walk away. So sometimes I'll garden because being out in nature, I love gardening. But my new thing I started in honor of my son, again, I started bodybuilding. So I actually train 3 days a week with one of my son's old trainers, Aaron Newman. And I do that to release, and the gardening, and then going to the ocean and crocheting. I learned how to crochet during the 2020 time. That was very therapeutic.
So during that downtime, you picked up that. Oh, that's cool, huh?
Yeah, I made about 30, 40 scarves, and I gave them all away.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was like, please take these scarves. I'm just making them.
My mother, I remember them doing that. My aunts, and they'd always have something, even if they were just talking or watching TV. And I have an aunt who lives in Massachusetts. She's from Vienna, Austria, Aunt Dorith, and forever, always doing something. Yeah. Some needlepoint or whatever it is. You don't see that a lot anymore, but just a normal conversation or whatever, talking and all the time doing it. And you knew that what was being worked on in April was probably going to be a Christmas gift in December. You were getting to see a preview of it coming, which is great. Hey, I have a green thumb too. I believe getting out in the yard and working in the yard, nature, and nurturing. You're planting something and you're taking care of it, watering it, fertilizing it, watching it grow, and then it pays dividends back to you for taking care of it. Either it's giving you fruit or vegetables or, flowers, other foliage. And that's the way life works. If you water and fertilize relationships and things, it comes back to you a million ways. And you seem to be very, very in tune with that. I want to show people the website again as well. And, you obviously, through everything, have a lot of blessings and joy in your life, and you're surrounded by a lot of people who care and who really support you and love you and want more of you, and they want you out there doing the music, and they want to hear you singing and telling the stories, and you're surrounding yourself with, again, incredible people. And you've been noticed. And again, like I said, you're giving back to the community as well, which I think is absolutely awesome. You are a artist's artist in many ways. And this is, it's really a joy for you, isn't it? Through it all.
Yes, it definitely is a joy. And it's my calling. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's the thing I want to say before this interview ends, is I really just want to say is it's never too late. And my friend Stu, who's playing guitar here today, he's always telling me it's never too late. Like, follow your dream. Whether you're 20 or 40 or 60, follow your dream, because it's never too late.
That's right. It's never too late. And don't give up on it, and don't let the world or things that happen in the world or people take you away from being you and living authentically and living your dream. It's so incredibly important, because it's a gift to the world and it's a gift to yourself, right?
Yeah. On
so many important and deep and crucial levels. This is a great bit of music here. And, it is your time. Yeah. It is your time. It's prime time for DeeAnn.
Yeah.
Spotify, iTunes, all the platforms. And also you can go to her website as well, DeeAnnMusic.com. This was really fantastic, and I appreciate. I
just want to say too, if you want to purchase CDs, you can purchase them on my website too. If you want the old-fashioned CD, if you want to download, you can download. That would be great too. But everything's available there.
It's all available there. It's all one stop for you, which I think is fantastic. And this was really amazing, a wonderful conversation. As I say, we call these conversations, and appreciate the guys coming in. What say their names again?
Ed Croft is on bass and Stu Weissman on guitar.
We thank Stu and Ed for joining us. Yes, they are fantastic. And you've all earned an extra slice of pizza, guys. Really, really talented. And hopefully we'll get a chance to, whether you're, down here in the New York City area or the Southern New England coast, or we're up towards you. Hopefully we'll get together and see you doing your thing. And I encourage everybody again to go to the website, check out all the great music, find out more about her breathtaking and continuing story. And DeeAnn, truly, you are a blessing and wonderful to know. And a lot of our faithful, lovely viewers have been commenting. We sprinkle a couple of them in once in a while, like Kathleen in New York City. She's actually in Queens, Stu's neighborhood. She, I think's over towards like Sunnyside, Woodside. Thank you, DeeAnn and friends, for being here. Enjoyed the music very much. Good luck with all you do. And cherries in Kansas and the Heartland. Thank you for joining us tonight, DeeAnn. God's blessings on all you do in the future. You have an amazing voice and attitude. Please come back soon. And that's what I say to everybody that stops by the Jim Masters Show. And we really appreciate all the amazing guests like yourself. We are going to keep the porch light on for you. You are welcome back anytime. Spread the word about our show, the Jim Masters Show. We would love that. And anybody that missed this live, they can see it fully archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, DeeAnn.
I had so much fun. I thank you so much. This has been an incredible evening. So spontaneous, calling the boys to come in last minute. I thank Tom Esty for, even bringing us together. And it's such a pleasure to meet you. And I think it's hysterical that we both used our beds for our audience when we were little kids. So
yes.
We're both nerds.
I tell you, we're creatives. I think the word they use is creatives, right? Yeah. We are creatives. It is cool. You used what you had available, right?
You just did what you did. I mean, the hairbrush was the microphone.
The hairbrush was the microphone. And I used to have a little Panasonic cassette recorder with a little microphone. I interviewed the family. And, I was like this little news reporter person. And yeah, I tell you. And would you ever consider releasing anything on vinyl? because vinyl is coming back. Or
That's
back.
so funny you're saying that, because my next CD, my next album, I do want to do that. I would love to do a vinyl album. I mean, obviously that's what we grew up with, vinyl albums. And my daughter actually buys them now because she loves them. So yes.
It's reached a whole new generation. Vinyl to them is cool and interesting.
Yes.
And when you listen to vinyl on a good stereo system,
Right.
with real speakers, which I have, there's just something about the warmth, the depth, the sound of it that really goes right inside, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's cool stuff. There you go again, everybody. DeeAnnMusic.com, coming to us live from Buffalo, New York. A new friend of our show, extraordinary talent, gifted singer, songwriter, jazz songstress, recording artist, the wonderful DeeAnn DiMeo is joining us here. Thanks again for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Damon Lash, thank you very much. You're in the Western New York area. Thank you for the great interview. The pleasure is all mine. Merlin is just across the way in Ontario. She asked you ever come over to Canada to perform at all.
Absolutely. I would love to. I was just on, they played my music on Jazz 91 too. It was nice.
Oh,
but
fantastic.
Yeah, would love to. Canada's, I mean, it's 20 minutes.
It's just 20 minutes away.
Yeah, we're very close to the border.
Paula, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. Thank you. And everybody new watching, we hope you'll join us again. And there's almost 1,200 episodes archived on our YouTube channel that you can watch and binge watch and see some of the other past guests as well. And we will have DeeAnn back. You'll always have a place with us here in Loveity Hall at the Jim Masters Show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. And one more time, happy birthday to Gracie. We got a
chance
to sing happy birthday to her, huh? She's going to love it.
I can't wait till she sees it.
Absolutely. It was our pleasure. You be well, my friend. You take care, and let's stay in touch, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Be well. Take care.
Bye. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Isn't she a delight? Isn't she fantastic? Yeah, you always get a chance to learn about new faces or people who've been doing things for a long time, but maybe wanted to learn a little bit more about them. And DeeAnn is a superstar in many ways. She's not only a gifted talent, but she's a heart-centric, heartfelt person. She really cares about people. And, you know, she has been sharing her story through song and through word. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And hopefully you enjoyed what you experienced on this episode of the Jim Masters Show live series, and that you will definitely come back to see us again. Or again, we have almost 1,200 episodes we've done so far and counting in just 4.5 years. And you can see them all on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. If you really enjoyed this episode, whether you are a longtime viewer or somebody brand new, be sure and give this episode a thumbs up. There's a thumbs up icon on the YouTube channel. Share the social media. You can share this episode link on your social media. It'll be archived as well. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's the name of the channel. The show is the Jim Masters Show. The channel is Jim Masters TV. I tried to make it easy. You know, the name is Jim Masters. The show is the Jim Masters Show. The channel is Jim Masters TV. We try to streamline it all. And so for those of you who have done those things, you know what? We say thank you for watching, for liking, for sharing, subscribing, commenting. Means the world to us. And if this was your first time here, welcome to the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment, Lifestyle, Celebrity Talk Show series. It was really great to have you here. You are now part of the Loveity family. So come see us again. Thanks to everybody for the in-chat comments. Don't forget to also leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Helps us grow big time by leaps and bounds. There is the new music. Check it out. It's My Time with our fantastic guest, the one and only DeeAnn DiMeo, joining us here on the Jim Masters Show. She's a real spirited person, and she brought in the guys. We had lots of great music for all of you, and it was terrific. All right. Thanks, everybody. Some great show, Jim. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And everybody commenting as well. And Jane watching in Sweden says the same. Thank you very much. Thanks to DeeAnn for being here as well. And everybody watching. Appreciate it. My name is Jim Masters. Thanks for watching The Jim Masters Show, as it says right there on the screen. Come see us again. We'll be back with more great episodes. Binge watch. Have a good time. And we'll keep the porch light on for you as well. Don't forget to love one another. Take care of one another. And do not forget to love yourself. That is so very important. And share it with the world. We will see you again. We love you all. Be well. Take care. And cheers.